So there's another part of the jigsaw puzzle in strengthening the deck, and that's inside the wheelhouse. As you step into the wheelhouse, there's a hatch pretty well straight there, maybe 2 foot in or a foot in. It used to have like a supporting member under the deck that ran all the way along, and it was lightly glassed in parts. It looked like they'd just basically slapped a bit of resin down, put a bit of chopped strand here and there, and that was good enough for many years. And yeah, I was working on it one time, I can't remember, it might have been when I was doing the electrical stuff, and I just heard this bang, and I thought, what's just fallen off the boat? And sure enough, it was that member. It had just literally, my walking around in there was enough to make that fall down. So I've still got it, and I'm just going to reposition it again. Part of that means that I'm going to be putting these 2 bits across over on the side, and then it's going to actually sit on top of that and be epoxied in, and I'll be able to put these up sort of nice and tight. They'll be epoxied to the side, and then the member will come across, and I'll jack it up so that it goes up into here, and then that will have some tension on it, like a sort of a pre-stressed kind of beam, and then the floor will be sort of sprung to go back to what it should have been. So this is just construction ply, and I'm just going to whack a bit of this epoxy wood treatment on it. What's it called? Nor Seal. So Norglass is an Australian company. They make various types of epoxy, and I found them to be really good, and customer support's really good too. It's kind of funny when you're working on small boats. You're always moving one thing here, there, or everywhere, or everything here, there, or everywhere. Like at the moment, what would you call this? I know it's the wheelhouse because it's got the wheel in here. Really, it's a workshop, a lounge room, the whole lot. But anyway, today's project is to get at least one of these in place, and I'll show you what I was talking about before. So this is the beam. You can see where it's been sort of attached with a bit of glass at different times over the years. I don't know, it just feels like a bit of Oregon. So it should, you can see it's got a bit of a shape to it, a bit of a bow going like that. And you can see, it's pretty hard here, but this deck, you want it to be going like that, and it's actually pretty well dead flat at the moment. So I'm going to install this so that it puts a bit more of a convex shape in here, which will take up that spring that's in it at the moment when you walk on it. So I think the way I'll do it is in here, it basically goes up in that area there. So I'm going to measure up there and then put my piece of plywood underneath it and epoxy and screw that in. And then that's probably all I can do today. But then that'll provide me with a nice strong point for that to rest in while I jack up this side over here. And I've got a better area where I can get the jack on and get a bit of support, and maybe a few clamps across here, because I'll epoxy the top of the beam, so it will be an integral part of this floor. Those moments when you're working on a boat and you go, oh yeah, I'll just grab the epoxy out of where I keep all my epoxy, and then you go, oh no, that's right, it's below the deck. So I've just got to lift all that up to get to it. Got to put stuff away, David, got to put stuff away. Matter of buttering it up, putting this piece in there over here. Just try and get a video of that. Oh god, I hope I don't get covered in goop. This stuff is very strong, so you don't need much of it. But I've made up heaps, so we may as well use it. I've got a little like a tiling trowel that I use on bigger jobs just to sort of put a little groove in it to give you a bit of space, but this way, little jobs like this, you can just do it by hand. Just throw it in like this. Okay. Grubby hands. That should do the job. Just make sure it's all clear up on the top section around there. Yeah, that looks good. Okay, so with any luck, this will just screw up, and then we'll put the support in underneath, and then just let it go off. So far so good, plenty of goop squeezing out. So I'll go up, put the board in, and then drop it back down. Should be alright. Yep. Alright, a little bit of goop on this. Try not to get your hands dirty, David. Okay, now if I can just get this located properly without too much goop all over me. Leave it like that and let everything load up, glue up, and that's that, man. That's so cool. I wasn't expecting to get that done today. Righto, so clamped up, so this will basically distribute the load up onto the floor, gluing it into the floor as well. This just needed to be used to raise this end up before I screwed that plate in, and the other plate was put in first. So now we'll just leave that for a day or two, let the epoxy go off, and basically that job's done. Another job done, pretty good.